Sometimes I hear feeling in touch with fear. Freedom we all hold dear now is at stake. Humble your heart to God, safe from the traps and wrong. Seek the way pilgrims trod, Christians away. My Jesus is coming soon, morning or night or noon. Many will meet their doom. Trumpets will sound.
Thanks for sharing your time with us. Today is a show that has been a dream come true for years and years and years. And my guest is Larry Cantrell. Larry, good to have you here.
Nice to be here again.
We did a show the other day, and we said we were going to come back and talk about this dream. We started talking about this how many years ago?
A long time ago. It was a long time ago.
Do you know how long you've been with Inner City Ministry?
Well, you know, the story is I've been off and on. And so about 8 years at first, and then as you were so called, I lost my mind.
That's right.
And I came back to my mind, so I've been here 5, so I guess around 12, maybe 13 years.
You spent 6 years on Stupid, was that what it was?
Possibly.
Yeah, you learned a lot during
God
that
had to
period of time.
redirect me a little bit.
I'm proud you're back here. But even then, while you were in Florida, we would get on telephone and we'd dream about this facility and this time that's coming. And what we're going to be talking about our dream, and it's not just our dream, it's a dream of a lot of people. Because, man, we've got people all over this town excited about this, because this is going to be an opportunity for us to really touch the lives of a lot of people. How do you say, we're talking about a new facility, we're talking about a new home to house Nashville Inner City Ministry and everything that we do, which is a lot. And first time since we've been in ministry, we're going to have everything under one roof.
That's right.
How important is that to you, Larry?
It is huge. When you think about all that we do, we're not just a nonprofit that bring a lot of children on the bus. Our mission is to be involved in their lives, to make sure their future is much brighter. And because of that, this facility gives us enormous, maybe impossible possibilities that will, I mean, it's limitless now. Because as you know, everywhere we went, we were a guest, and that's all we were. But now this is our home. We can use it as we see fit, and I believe it's going to pay off huge dividends for our future, especially for the city of Nashville.
That guest worked well for us, didn't it? We got the most out of that anybody could ever get out of it.
Yes, we did.
And I always thought, I'll never buy a building. I don't want a building. I'll never buy a building because there's too much money spent on real estate. I want to invest in people's lives. And we found out that without a facility that we can have full access to, we can't do as good a job in helping families. And it's not about just bringing children and teaching children. It's about reaching families.
That's right.
And our families they're really struggling.
That's right.
And we've had more and more families come to us and tell us, look, we need training on how to be a family, because they didn't grow up in a functional family. They grew up in what Larry calls survival mode. And so with this facility, we're going to be able to, the sheriff of Davidson County, Darren Hall, calls it the Mall of Hope.
I like that.
That's beautiful.
That's good. That's good.
Located at 1000 Apex Drive. Now, how you like the name of that street?
I love it.
Great?
I think God's hand was in this one.
It is great. And it is, Larry, if you'll hold up this picture here and let people see what we're talking about, because we only got 30 minutes a minute. You and I will talk for 6 hours on this thing. If Betsy can pull in on this and magnify it here, it is that big street right there that you see running right down through there. That's Ellington Parkway. And this is located between Ellington Parkway and, between Cleveland Street and Douglas Street off of Apex Drive, 1000 Apex. And if you want to go on our website, you can pull it up. We got a picture of it on our website. This is a 90,000, I believe it's 90,000, 93,000 square foot building. That's good. And she's already cut off of it. You can put it back down. It is a place, and this is the office part of it. It's on the building. Let's go back to the picture a second. Let me explain that to people so when they see what. Zero back in on this one, Betsy, for a second. And this was a former boot company and a lumber yard. If you're coming south on Ellington Parkway, you will see it right over here on your right, just as you're approaching downtown. In this part of the building right here is an office complex, and we needed enough office for our staff, and they had exactly enough offices in this building to take care of our entire staff. And then the whole rest of this building here we'll be talking about will be what is used for our development, and then in the back of the building here will be a place where we will have our bus maintenance. Now, on the other south side of this building, there is 3 acres that's going to be serving as a playground for our children. So this is that's good, Larry, thank you. That is a dream come true, isn't it?
It's a dream come true. Incredible story associated with it. Here we were, and you gathered our team together and asked the question, if you were dreaming of a building, what would it look like? And we put all our heads together, right, and we dreamed it up. And lo and behold, God revealed to us when we found Apex, this is what we were dreaming of.
It's a perfect building.
Yes.
We went to an architect and sat down with him and explained to him what we had all dreamed up with no duplication. And he drew this building just out of what we said. And when we walked in that building, Steve Flatt, Dr. Steve Flatt, and Buck Dozier was with me when we walked in that building. You were there. Several of our board members was there. And when we walked in, both of them said, this is it. This is the one you need. How do you see us using this? Now, this is offices here. This is where when you approach the building, hold that up and let Betsy zero on it. When you pull in off Apex Drive and come in, you will see this is going to be the offices here. You'll come in these steps here and into the offices, and in that part of the building where Larry and myself and the rest of our staff will be located in it. So that's a picture you'll see when you get there. And how do you see us using this building, Larry?
We're going to use it in a variety of ways, but I think if we simplify it, I think this is the best way to verbalize how we're going to utilize the facility. We're going to use it in a way where we reestablish the family. We're going to bring individuals back to what is pivotal as far as we're concerned, and that is bringing individuals back to the table. We feel that we've lost that in our society, lost that in our culture because of the breakdown of the home. At the table, that's where every individual can be included and learn how to be a family. That's where accountability and discussions can be had. And so of all the rooms that we do, whether it's major gatherings or small gatherings, what we're wanting to do is to bless a family. Now, we go into it knowing that we're going to use every corner of the building, but our goal is to impact children of the children that we serve. So we're going to impact grandchildren, and this is where we begin.
This is going to be, I think, when you're talking about the table, the old dinner table.
Yes.
When I grew up, the dinner table was important. That was a place where we learned to set boundaries. While you was having a meal, family would ask how things going today. They just start talking about, well, I got in trouble here, I got in trouble there, and a lot of investigation to go on. And it's also a place where there was a lot of encouragement.
Yes.
In my home, I'd be sitting, I couldn't do well because school was a struggle for me. But you can do it, you can do it, and they just family would rally around you and would encourage you, and it was a good thing. Our children don't have that.
That's right.
They don't have it at all.
That's right.
And so we're going to start from ground up. Now, we transport 800 children a week.
Yes.
And if we can start developing a curriculum for these children and showing them what God's family looks like, and we don't apologize for wanting to build God's family. We don't apologize for being Christians.
Right.
You're the first one that said that publicly, I think. We don't apologize for being Christians. And I admire that so much for you in taking that strong stand. But God gave us the family first. He gave us the church to save the family and the government to protect the family. And when the family breaks down, everything else breaks down.
Yeah, and I believe, and the reason why I think we should be so bold in saying that, in a culture that is changing and changing all the more, I believe that everyone should know, regardless of their background, it is good for you to have a Christian as your neighbor.
That's right.
That's right. That's right.
And we need to also instill in people, everybody needs to know what the family is.
Yes.
They need to know how the family is supposed to function, because if we can grow up in a family that's not a dysfunctional family, you know, we've gotten to the point in this country now where dysfunctional family is normal.
That's right.
Right. Okay, every family is dysfunctional. No, they're not. There are some families where children are encouraged, they feel safe, they are taught boundaries, they are loved, they are taught about God,
Yes.
They're taught about how to be a good parent themselves. They're taught about how to provide, how to budget. All those things take place. The entire book of Proverbs is acted out around the kitchen table.
Yes.
And our children are missing that whole picture.
Yeah. Dysfunction is an interesting word because we can definitely be far less dysfunctional. There's probably no perfect family out there, but I think the thing that we're going to be able to achieve in our gathering is to go beyond the dysfunction that breaks down the home. We need gatherings where our young people can know that they can be productive in our society. And there's so many areas that is not being taught. So dysfunction is, well, it's okay to be unproductive. Well, we don't buy into that.
Won't buy into it.
No.
And you know, and you're talking about maybe you can find some dysfunction in every family. If the family is striving to fix those problems, then it's not a dysfunctional family. That is a perfect family.
That's right.
That's what the family.
Yes.
What the real way to probably say it is, there's no perfect people, but the family structure is a perfect structure given to us by God Almighty.
Yes.
And it's working on a problem. And when it is working to solve a problem, then it is the perfect family. It's when the breakdown comes is when the family is not working to solve the problem.
That's right.
The government's trying to solve the problem, or the church is trying to solve the problem, and daddy's out of the picture, and now we're Band-Aid, and we're doing, and we're going to do a lot of that. We're going to do a lot of that in growing our folks. We've got a drawing of what this building is going to look like, and I want to get that up. Now, this is going to, when you see this is a 90,000 square foot building, it is big, and it's going to take a lot of people being involved in this thing. Betsy, if you can zero in on, there you go, zero in on that thing and get it as tight as you can get it, and you won't be able to see the words probably, but we can give you an idea of what this thing is going to be. This area right here, you're coming on in. This area over here is going to be the offices. This over here is going to be a warehouse area to store things. We got a lot of stuff to store.
Yes.
And this will be our bus maintenance and home development center here, because we're going to be teaching people how to take care of their cars. We'll be taking care of our fleet there. And we have a bunch of young men and women growing up that weren't from families that had cars. They don't know how to check the oil. We've lost several cars. Our young people go out and get a job and go buy a car and blow the engine up because they didn't know to check the oil on it. And so if you come back to this here, Betsy, we've got this big event center here. Now that's Larry Cantrell's dream right there, brother. He is the old country boy would say, he's in hog heaven right there. Then each one of these rooms, they got three on this side, three on this side. There's a 20-foot door that opens up and spills over into the event center. Now these rooms are big enough that you can have, they're about the size of a half of a basketball court. And so you've got 3 halves of basketball courts here and here dumping out into this big event center. So you can be having a volleyball game in this room, you can be having a dodgeball game in this room, you can be having family instructions in this room. Maybe we better put it over here if we got that one going there. But these rooms are supposed to be reasonably soundproof and durable. And so families can come here and spend the evening and learn spiritual and life skills to develop themselves. Okay. What do you like best about that floor plan?
This floor plan for what we do is just functional, because we need rooms that we can do different things in, large enough to have different groups who have different needs, and it allows us to do that. Because we work with so many different types of families, there are going to be times where certain discussions need to be had in a smaller room, and there may be opportunities where we need to have a large gathering. But what I love best about this is where we can have a large gathering, maybe up to 1,000 people, and then break them down into smaller rooms. That works well for youth events, but even better for family events.
It does. And the thing about these big classrooms, and I know that's not traditional as what education is used to today, but what we've learned about our children, that they do better with the master teacher program.
Yes.
And so we can put tables, we can put up to 100 tables in one of these classrooms, and they can have 8 people sitting at a table. Now the only drawback to it is going to be loud.
Yes.
but your dream was large, loud, and learning.
Yes.
And so that's the thing that we want, and we're not afraid of that.
Yeah. Well, you know, Lionel, there's something that I learned about the urban culture and in working with our youth, is that a young person can come into an environment, and if there's enough people there, they can feel comfortable. It's almost like a cloaking. They can feel comfortable. But also what I've learned is that you must get close enough to them. And so the master teacher format allows us to have large numbers, 100, 150, but everyone can be at a table. At the table, there can be sounds all around you, but yet a conversation can be had where a person knows someone is paying attention to me.
And they're engaged. So we're back to the table.
That's right.
And these conversations at this table, and we've done this before, and we rented a room at one of the hotel ballrooms one time, and we had, I think it was 200 teenagers in that room, and it was loud, but we had some very healthy discussions at the table level.
That's right.
And this is what happens. This is what we learned from our experience. Each child at that table, for the first time, some of them in their lives probably, was listened to.
Yes.
They were able to ask, well, what about this? How do I know there is a God?
Yeah.
You can't prove to me there is a God.
Yeah.
And you have to, well, no, I can't prove to you there is a God. I don't have to prove to you there is a God. You're going to have to look around you and see the creation and just how did this happen?
That's right.
You know,
That's right.
and then you're going to have to sort through this stuff and make your own mind, because
That's
it's
right.
your decision. And we're going to respect whatever decision you make. And so as children are starting to work through these things and feel comfortable in talking.
Yeah.
And another thing about this, it works so well for us. Now it takes a lot of volunteers.
Yes.
And so if you're watching, you say, boy, I'd like to be involved in that. If you've got high energy and you've got a lot of patience and you're willing to accept people where they are and start working with them and helping them and loving them, then you need to go to our website, Nashville Inner City Ministry. And you need to check on that website and get in touch with us and let us start building a relationship, because it's probably going to be a year before we move into this facility. Our staff is going to start moving in 14, but being able to, we got to develop this thing. We've got to, it's going to take the whole city of Nashville working together to make this thing happen.
That's right. That's right.
It's going to be about a $5.2 million project. It's going to take big donors. It's going to take little donors. It's going to take piggy bank money.
That's right.
It's going to
That's
be,
right.
you know, I heard Todd Flowers saying the other day at the Inner City Church, he was preaching, and he read this letter that somebody had written of this article. Let your dreams be so big that it is going to take God to solve the problems.
That's powerful.
And this is that.
That's right.
This is that. This is bigger than we are.
That's right. That's
and at the Conquerors Luncheon, it was a fundraiser we have downtown every year. And this year's luncheon was done, and we presented this building to about 600-700 people, I guess, was there that day. And after the meeting, you said to the audience, you said to me, this wasn't about Inner City Ministry Day, this was about Nashville.
That's right.
And that's what this building is going to be about. It's going to be about Nashville's families, Nashville's individuals, Nashville's people coming together to help Nashville's people.
Nashville is a unique place. And one of the reasons that this is exciting is that we really feel strongly that God has used Inner City Ministry to pull people together.
That's right.
And we feel that this facility will do just that, pull a community together to help what we need most, at-risk young people and the families that they're connected to. And this is going to be a calling for the whole city to get involved. And we're very excited. Just think about the hundreds of children who's going to be able to do homework in a setting. And you know, we didn't even get to the commercial kitchen.
Oh, that's right.
Young people being fed and families being fed.
And we have a lot of hungry children.
That's right.
It's going to take a lot of money.
It's going to take a lot of money.
We're going to make sure the kids are fed.
Yes. Yes.
And families are fed. And that's going to be something God's going to do.
It's going to be very exciting.
Because we partner with so many organizations that can come in and help us on this.
Yes.
Now, back to these families. This is dream a little bit here. You got a family that's a single mother.
Yes.
She's got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 children. They're having trouble in school. You have them on grade speed. Talk about your Sparks just a second here. We want to get back to the building, but how's this building going to help Sparks Works and help our teenagers and help that family? How do you just play it out step by step by step?
This building reflects the fulfillment of Sparks Work. Sparks Work is pretty much a pilot program that's been waiting on this building. When you get to the big picture, going far beyond our individual touch to that child, think about an evening where a mother will arrive here, and she has 2 or 3 children, and there's other volunteers to help. Now we bring it back to the table now.
That's right.
Where now mama is engaged and helping, encouraging the child to do their best. Where there's access to computers, and not just the child is being invested in, but it's the whole family unit being invested. And so you have young people who are spending time reading. Our children need more time in reading comprehension, but we also realize sometimes it doesn't work out too well at home. You need to be in a supportive environment where that can occur. And one of the things that we feel strongly, Lionel, is that we don't want to ever take away the responsibility of the family.
We want to empower.
We want to empower. Now, and we feel we get behind mama. We don't take mama's role.
Let me explain.
Or daddy's role.
Let me further add to what Larry's talking about here. Mama's sitting at the table, and she's got 3 or 4 children sitting at the table with her. And then also at that table is going to be you as a volunteer. Going to come down, and 2 or 3 of you will be at that table sitting with each child. And we are going to help mama help her children.
Yes.
And it's going to be around and in the middle of that table, there's going to be a bowl of fruit. There's going to be something to eat.
That's right.
And so we are going to be there with those children, and we're going to spend time with those children and empower them, make sure that when they go to school, their homework is done. There's nothing like going to school and having homework.
That's right.
I went to school a lot of days and didn't have homework. Figuring out what kind of lie am I going to tell when I get there? How am I going to persuade? You don't tell. Dog can only eat the homework so many times. So I want our children to have confidence in who they are and be comfortable in their own skin. So as we bring our families together in this, then when that hour or hour and a half is over, mother can go into a support group type class in one of these rooms, and the children can go to 2 or 3 other rooms with other activities going on where it can be a fun event.
That's right.
And we can run on up till time to go home.
That's right.
And then we take them home.
That's right. That's right.
But it's going to take a lot of people being involved. We're going to need people involved in every phase of everything that we do. And this is going to be a play. And the good thing I love about this is in a safe community.
Yes.
People can come and they can bring their cars, and they can come in from Brentwood, Williamson County, Lebanon. They can drive in here, have a safe place. There'll be security there.
That's right.
And they can come right on in the building and start building healthy relationships for our children. I went to a ball game when we just started the ministry, hadn't been going long.
Okay.
And had a boy that was 6th player on the basketball team, playing for Stratford.
Okay.
And they were in the tournament.
Yeah.
And this is how important it is, Larry. I went to his game. It's the first time anybody had ever come to see him play ball. The coach was getting ready to put him in. I got there a little late, and the coach had him up getting ready to put him in. He saw me come through the door in the gym. He turned and walked to center court, waving at me, and that was the most frustrated coach you've ever seen in your life. He wasn't worth a dime that night. He was a good player. He wasn't worth a dime that night. And I understand he's preaching somewhere now. I don't know where he'd be preaching somewhere now. But that's important.
Yes.
Now, if we've got people that come here and they meet children and they go to school and they engage with the teacher at school, with the parent support, and teachers can come here and just on and on and on. We're going to have offices there for legal aid. We're going to have a clinic in the place. Got the commercial kitchen. You name it, we've got it.
It's one of the places that I believe that Nashville will have the opportunity to further create community.
And that's important.
That's what we need. Yeah.
You talk about community. Just how important do you think? Is there a way to sum that up? We ain't got about 3 minutes to go. Is there anything, and by the way, is there anything we've left out that we need to cover? Because when we turn these cameras off, we should have said so and so, and we should have said so and so.
I'm sure there's a ton, but I think about community. When it comes to the development of children who's had a lot of things taken away from them, the best way to empower a young person is a sense of community. When they realize that more people are interested in their future, that's accountability. And there's a great sense of pride when you know other individuals care about the next steps you're going to take in life. That is community.
See, I envision our families in Nashville, not our families my family, but I'm talking about families in Nashville, coming down on a summer afternoon after evening hour type thing after the work day. There's all kind of bicycles there. Kids can go out and ride in that big parking lot, ride bicycles, fall off, get scratched up, because we're going to have a clinic in the place. Going to have a playground on the other side. The family can grill out, spend some time, sit together, and those times in a safe place. Now, Larry, that is good. When I remember back, growing up, I had a Norman Rockwell youth. Our children are robbed so much because our family did things together. And I remember at Christmas season, we was putting, we had some kind of silver paper. I don't know what it was. Didn't have lights. Didn't have electricity. And on the Christmas tree. And it was my brother and myself and Mom and Daddy. And we drug in an old cedar tree, put it up, and working with Mom and Daddy, putting those balls, those silver balls on the Christmas tree was such a fun experience. It meant more than any dollar, any gift. You was there with family. Family's important. And we're part of God's family.
That's right.
Makes it even more and more important.
That's right.
What do we need to cover? We need people involved. They need to get in touch with us, and they need to go, and they need, but our volunteers will have to understand something. They will have to go through some type of screening.
Screening and training.
And a lot of training.
And
if you're a good trainer, we need you to come, because we can't do all this. We're
right.
going to need people to come in and help train other people to do
right.
what we do here. This is a dream come true. I want you to go to our website. I want you to pull it up. I want you to get in contact with us. It's probably going to be a year, and we're taping this at the end of 2013. It'll probably be December 2014 before we move into that. We'd like to move in earlier, but considering the funding it's going to have to require and everything, I think we'll probably be safe in saying it'll be all next year, getting ready to move the full-blown program into that building. Strength is going to be our staff working together.
That's right.
And we've got a good staff.
Yes, we do.
They're capable of accomplishing everything that needs to be accomplished. But what's going to be greater, you have a lot of answers. You don't like the way things are going in Nashville. You think people need to change their behavior. This is going to be a chance for you to come and get together with us and work with us and help people. Instead of criticizing people, we're going to be able to help people. And we're going to take engaged. And love crosses every barrier, crosses every culture. And we can make a difference, because this is God's people taking a stand to make our communities a better place to live. Cantrell.
Feeling in touch with fear. Freedom we all hold dear now is at stake. Humble your hearts to God, safe from the chasing wrong. Seek the way pilgrims drive Christians away. My Jesus is coming soon, morning or night or noon. Many will meet their doom. Trumpets will sound, and all of the dead shall rise. Righteous me in the skies. I'm going where no one dies, heavenward bound. What troubles will soon be o'er, happy forevermore. When we meet on that shore, free from all care. Rising up in the skies, telling this world goodbye. Home when we will fly, glory to share.